Welcome to today's class. This is Zigmatech Consult Limited. Today we will take a topic in mathematics, okay? So we will be treating perimeter and area of plane shapes, the second part. I think the last time we did something on perimeter and area of plane shape. We took the first part where we looked at the area and perimeter of some plane shapes, okay? So this time we're going to look at, we're concluding this, okay? So let's have, so our objective for today's class, number one, by the end of the lesson, you should be able to state the formulas used in calculating the perimeter and area of plane shapes, okay? We have talked about what plane shapes are. Plane shapes are two-dimensional shapes, okay? All right, so you should also be able to calculate the areas and perimeters of some plane shapes, all right? So now, the last time we talked about plane shape, we looked at rectangle, we looked at square, we looked at triangle, we looked at circle. Okay, so today we'll be considering trapezium. We'll look at parallelogram, we'll look at rhombus, and we'll look at kite. So we'll look at these four major types of plane shapes today, okay? So we'll look at how to calculate their perimeter and their area. So let me start with perimeter. You know, like the last time I told us, perimeter simply means the sum of all sides of the plane shape, okay? Now, let me just give us, for trapezium, okay, if this our trapezium, let's say this is our trapezium. We say trapezium is a quadrilateral. Quadrilateral is a shape that has four sides. So it's a quadrilateral with no side equal, okay? So if this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, all right? Perimeter of this shape means addition. It means P is addition of A plus B plus C plus D. That is the perimeter of this trapezium, okay? Okay, why? For the area is 1/2 times the height, okay? The height will always be given to us, this height here, okay? H. So 1/2 times the height, okay, then times the sum of the two parallel sides. So we say is this parallel side A plus this parallel side C times the height. That is the area. So the area of trapezium is simply is half of the sum of the parallel side. These are two parallel lines going this way, okay? This is a parallel line to this. So the sum of this the length of this parallel line, the length of this parallel line, and the height. Do you understand me now? That is how to calculate the area of the trapezium, okay? Okay, so let's go. So this is 1, 2. I'll just give you this area, then we'll go to some examples. Then for parallelogram looks like this. Parallelogram has a shape that is similar to a rectangle. It's just that its shape is in slant form. Okay? So of course it's also a quadrilateral because quadrilateral has 4 sides. So this A, if these are B, these are C, or let's call this so that we don't mistake it for this. So let's say this is our, we stop at D, this is E, this is F, G, and this is H. Remember, I'm just putting these figures here, okay, these letters here to represent what the side is, okay? So let me remove this H here so that let's say this is E, F, G, let's say this is I, okay? So the perimeter of this P is E plus this length F plus G plus I. Why the area is, okay, 2 ways. This area for area of parallelogram can be in 2 forms. The first form is simply the length, okay, because in this particular, in parallelogram, the length of the opposite side or the opposite sides are equal, just like the rectangle. You remember I told you that parallelogram is just like a rectangle but in a slanted form. It means even when you have a shape, your normal shape that you have in real life, if we can bend this thing very well again, you see that it will give us a good rectangular shape. So this side and this side, they are equal. This side and this side, they are also equal. This. Do you get the point now? So it can be the length times what? Breadth. With the length being this and the breadth being here. Do you understand me now? Or sometimes they may give you a station where the diagonal is what is given. They may give you the diagonal here and this is the diagonal here. Do you understand me? Okay. Once that is done, then its area is 1/2 times the first diagonal, which is this, diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. Okay. So whichever form the question is given to you, you can apply any of these. Okay. All right. Then for rhombus, okay, rhombus is just like we have this as a sister or a brother to rectangle. Rhombus is somehow related to the square that you know. So rhombus is like this, okay, this and this, okay. So this is like the rhombus. One good thing about the rhombus is that the sides are equal, just like the square, okay. Now for the rhombus, is still for the perimeter. If this is x, y, okay, or w, x, y, z, okay. If this is w, x, y, z, it will mean that the perimeter for this P will be w plus x plus y plus z. Just simple. The perimeter is very simple to calculate. Okay? All right. Why? The area is, of course, the length and breadth. Okay? Just this has 2 lengths. This length and this length is almost just the same way we have for the area of a square. Is almost the same way we have it here. So it's length times length, which is like length square. Or sometimes area can be, they can give you this rhombus and give you only the diagonal. You know the diagonal, right? So we can give you a rhombus like this, and give you this diagonal, and give you this diagonal. So let's say this is diagonal 1, D1, and this is diagonal 2, D2. That is from here to here is what is given to you. from here to here. So you can calculate the area of the rhombus with this also. What that simply means is, of course, 1 over 2 times diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. Do you get the point? This is what we do there. All right, so whichever way it is presented, you just know what to do. All right, then the fourth one is kite. This is the last one we'll look at, kite. All right, we have other, okay, kite, let's go to kite. This is the shape of the kite. Kite is a long triangle that has another smaller triangle joining it this way. I know you must have constructed a kite before, so you know what it looks like. This is a kite, okay? So for kite, of course, again, if this is Q, R, S, T, that means that P, which is our perimeter, is Q plus R plus S plus T. Okay? Y for the area, of course, area is equal to, this is the diagonal, this is, let's say, another diagonal. All right, so let's say this is D1 and this is D2. So area is 1 over 2 times D1 times D2. Do you get the point? 1 over 2 times D1 and D2. So that is how to calculate or the formulas used to calculate these plane shapes. Okay, we've seen the formula, or the formula to calculate the rectangle, the square, the triangle, and the circle. So one thing about calculating these areas and perimeters of plane shape, especially for area, is once you know the formulas, just try as much as possible to have these formulas at the tip of your finger. Okay, any question you are asked, you can be able to reproduce the answer. So we have checked the formula to calculate all these. So let's look at, so we look at trapezium, parallelogram, rhombus, and kite. So let's now take some example, calculating areas and perimeter of some plane shape, of this plane shape that we have talked about now, okay? Okay, calculating the area. So we have the first trapezium. So we have a question here on trapezium. We say find the area of the shape below. Now, like I told you I think the last video you saw on plane shapes, I think the pattern of this particular class, I said sometimes your examiner will not tell you that this is this particular plane shape. They expect that you know how to draw the plane shape, or when you see the plane shape, you should be able to identify what type of plane shape is that. This is a rectangular trapezium. Okay, we have a rectangular trapezium and we have a triangular trapezium. This look is called rectangular trapezium because it looks like, it's almost looking like a rectangle. Okay, while a triangular one is the one I drew for you here. This is more like a triangle. You can form a triangle here and a triangle here. Okay, okay. So they said we should find the area of the shape below. So let me get that. Let's see how to solve that quickly. Number one, find the area of the shape below. So the shape is this, 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 this. Okay, here is 12 cm. Now they had to put a mark, an arrow here showing you that this is a parallel, these are two parallel lines, okay? So this is 13 cm. Then the height, they say the 6 cm. Remember, this is the height of this trapezium. Do you understand me? So they say we should find the area. Of course, the area, I don't want to believe you are looking at the formula. No. Is 1/2 times the sum of the two parallel lines or the two parallel sides. This is a parallel side, this is a parallel. So their sum is 12 plus 13 times height. That is times height being 6 cm. Okay, so that is what we did here. But it is very good when you're solving. I think the first thing you do, okay, just bring out your formula in case of theory questions. So A plus B, you know what A plus B? A means one of the first parallel side, B means the other parallel side, okay? Okay, then times H. H is the height, okay? So we say, okay, by substitution, we have 1/2 times A plus, A is 12, YB is 13, times height. Height is 6. You get that? All right, so we can go. Now, this is 1/2 times 12 plus 13 is 25. So this is 25, okay, times 6. So these 2 can remove this 6, okay? So 2 into itself is 1, 2 into 6 is 3. You get that? So this will now leave us with, here is 1 times this 25 times 3. Everything here is 1. So when we do 1 times 25 is 25. 25 times 3 is 75 cm square. Remember, our answer must be in square centimeter because they gave us in centimeter. If it is in meter, it should be square meter. Okay, so we have successfully solved the area or found the area of this particular shape. Okay, all right, so let's see the next thing. Okay, they say calculate the height. Now it is possible that they can ask you from, you have the formula of the area of a trapezium, area of a rectangle, area of anything, area of a circle, area of a triangle. They may ask you to find other quantities or other variables in that formula, okay? They may ask you to look for them. So it is just for you to know how to make some things subject of formula and know what to do from there. So they say calculate the height of the trapezium below. I won't write this question out because I believe you can see it on the screen now. Calculate the height of the trapezium below. Given that BC is equal to 10 cm, I'll only draw the diagram for you. AD is equal to 16 cm, and its area is 104 centimeters square. Okay, so let's look at that. 10 cm. So they say we should find, okay, they say BC 10, AD, okay. So they said BC is 10 cm, AD 16 cm, and they said area, you can put area inside, area is 104 centimeters square. So they are asking us to find height. So first of all, solution. Write out your formula for calculating the area of a trapezium. The formula is area of a trapezium is equal to half times A, that is the first parallel line, plus B, the second parallel line, times the height, which is what we are looking for. Okay? Now, here we can say where A, they say it is what? 104. A is area, and they have given us what area is. They have given us what area is in the question. They say area is 104 cm square. You get? Then this first parallel side, which is A, our A is 10 cm square, while our second parallel side is 16 cm square. All right? So we have these values, but h, which is our height, is a question mark, because that's what they're asking us to solve. That is the question they want us to solve the answer. So we can put this thing, substitute this thing into this equation, okay? So it means in this equation, wherever you have A, put 104, okay? So this means therefore 104 is equal to half times, open bracket, A. What is our A? 10. So we put 10 there, plus, what is our B? Our B is 16, okay, times height. You get that now? So this will give us 104 is equal to 1 over 2 times 10 plus 16 gives us 26. 26, okay? Times h, so this is 26h, okay? So this means 104 is equal to 1 times 26 is 26 times h is 26h, all divided, because this over 1 times 1, and 2 times 1 is 2, all right? So having gotten that, it means 2 into itself is 1, 2 into 16 gives us 13. You get that? 2 into 26 gives us 13. So, all right. So, remember, we are solving so that we will know what the value of height, which is h, is in these particular expressions. Okay, so we have, this gives us 104 is equal to 2 in 26 is 13 height, 13h. Do you get the point now? So this is what we have here. You get that? So it means, now when we have equal to, it means what is here is equal to what is here. It also means that this one can also come here, this one can come here. So we can say this is also 13 height is equal to 104. It means the same thing. So whichever side you want to put any of the quantity, you can put it, okay? All right, it's just like turning this in like this now, okay? Like if I have this marker is like this. Let's say this side is 104, this side is 13h. If I turn like this is still the 13, this is still the 104. So that is what I just did here, all right? Okay, so what do we do? Divide. Remember, we want h to be alone. So we can divide both sides by the coefficient of h. The coefficient of h is 13. So this is 13h over 13 is equal to 104 over 13. You get that? So this removes this. 13 in 13 is 1. 1 times height is height. So that now leaves us with, now, how many times will 13 go into 104? How many times will 13 go into 104? So let's see. 13 into 10. 13 times 10, let's look at that. 13 times 10, this is 0, this is 0, this is 3, this is 1. So this is 130. Oh, it means that it is something below 10, okay? So let's look at 333. Okay. Let's see what we do here. 13 into 8. Okay? 13 into 8. Let's say 13 times 8. 8 times 3 is 24. So 24. So we have 4, remainder 2. 8 times 1, 8. Plus this, that is 10. That is 104. Do you get that? Let me make you understand that again. In your basic exam, I'm sure of that, they will allow you use calculator. But then you can't, even if you don't have calculator to use, you can get this. Now, 104 divided by 13 will go 8 times, okay? How? If you check 13 times 8. 8 times 3 is 24. Write down 4, carry 2. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 2 is 10. So this is 104. So 13 into 104 will give us 8. So H is 8 cm. Okay? So that is what we have there. All right. So let's look at... now, the next question we have here is on parallelogram. So we are done with the trapezium. We'll also look at some questions from our exam guide. Okay, let's see something on parallelogram. We say, calculate the area of a parallelogram whose base is 12 cm and height is 2 cm. Calculate the area of a parallelogram whose base is this and height is this. So now, look at this number 3. And so we'll draw a parallelogram. Let me show you. This is a parallelogram. Okay. So they say the base. Okay. So this is our base. Our base is 12 cm. And they say the height. So this is the height of the parallelogram. So this height, they said, is 2 cm. So this is simple. Area, of course, is equal to base times this height. Okay, that is for parallelogram. Okay, don't mistake it for triangle. So this is 12 being the base cm times 2 cm. As simple as that. 12 times 2 is 24. Cm times cm is cm squared. So that is why it's cm squared. Okay. And all right. So the second question there is calculate the base of a parallelogram whose area is 108 cm and height 10 cm. So you will need to take that as maybe an assignment. Just solve it. Probably you give me the answer in the comment section. Okay. All right. So let's look at the rhombus. The rhombus. It says calculate the rhombus of the area of a rhombus whose diagonals are 8 cm and 16 cm long. I will draw down rhombus and show you the diagonal. Okay. Okay. So number 4. This is the rhombus. Good. So they say we should calculate the area of a rhombus whose diagonals are 8 cm and 16 cm. It means the shorter one is 8 cm. This place is 8 cm. While the long side is 16 cm. So remember, the area is simple. Area is 1/2 times the first diagonal, diagonal 1, times diagonal 2. Simple. So what that means is 1/2 times diagonal 1 is 8 cm times diagonal 2, 16 cm. All right. So this means 1 times 8 is 8. 8 times 16, but then let's simplify this in for us so that you don't get amplified for us. 2 here is 1. 2 in 16 is 8. All right? So we are having 8 cm, because 1 times 8 is 8, times another 8 cm. You get that? All right? So this will now be 8 times 8 is 64. Cm times cm is cm squared. So you see why our area, our unit for area is always in square. Okay, because the unit given, whether centimeter, whether meter, whether kilometer, whether decimeter, any of those varieties or variables of meters, you just have square them because they will multiply each other. Okay, all right. So okay, we have something in kite. Okay, so let's look at that beautiful kite there. Kite, that is number 5. They gave us, so to find the area of the kite below. So they drew the kite for us this way, this way, this way, and this way. So this kite, they say this side and here. So here, just from here to here is 4 cm. Then from here to here is 3 cm. Oh, meter. Okay, they give us a meter. So let's have it in meters. Okay, so this is the kite here. All right. So from here to here is 4 meter. This is 3 meter. This place to this place is 9 meter. Here is 3 meter. All right. So, of course, the area of a kite, which we have learned, we said is 1/2 times the first diagonal line times the second diagonal line. But here, we notice that they did not give us the diagonal line completely. They just gave us half of this diagonal, half of this diagonal, some part of this diagonal, some part of this diagonal. So what we do is simple. It means that D1, this D1 is 3 plus 3. Okay, that is 6 meter. Do you understand me? 3 meter plus 3 meter. That is from here to here is 6 meter. While for this one, that is D2. Why D2 is 4 meter plus 9 meter. Okay? 4 meter plus 9, I think this is 13 meters. 13 meters. So what that simply means is this value we are going to put here, okay? All right, so area, we say therefore area is equal to 1/2 times D1 is 6 meter, okay, times D2 is what? 13 meters. All right? Okay. So we go. Now, 6 times 13 may be a bit big for you to know, so you can just bring this 6 down, okay? 2 here is 1. 2 in 6 is 3. Okay? So we have 1 times 3 times this meter. 1 times 3 meter times 13 meters. Okay? So remember, everything here is 1. So 1 times 1/1, everything is 1. Okay. So 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 13 is 39 because 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. You get that? Okay. So meter times meter is meter square. Okay. So that is our area of this beautiful shape that we have here. Okay. Okay. So let's see if we can just get like 2 very uncommon examples from the ExamGuide app, okay? Let's see if we can get that. Let's look at your ExamGuide app. All right, if the base of a triangle, no, we are not looking at a triangle. So let's look at this. We have something technical there. This question says we have what is it called? A shape here, a figure. Some part of it are shaded, while some parts are not shaded. So we are asked to find the area of the shaded portion, okay, in the figure below. So let's look at that. The shape is this. So these are, let's say, 6. We are given this shape, this shape, this shape, this shape. All right? This place is 20 cm. Follow me, please. This is 15 cm. Okay? Now, inside we have a part inside, and we have something here going here, and that thing is labeled 7 cm. Follow me, please. Just follow. All right? Now, everything here shaded. Okay? All right. So everything here shaded. So the question says, find the area of the shaded portion in the figure below. Find the area of the shaded portion in the figure below. Now look at the figure. The figure we have here, we have a rectangle, and inside of the rectangle, we have a circle inside of the rectangle. Okay? And some part of the rectangle, a circle occupies some part. You see that? And what that means is that some part, while the other part of the rectangle that are not occupied by the circle, are now the sides that we are asked to find the area. Let me show you something. Let me make an illustration for you so that you will understand what these people want us to do. This paper I have here, consider that it is a rectangular paper. This is a rectangle, okay? And inside of it, let's say we have a circle inside. All right. So, and all these sides of this are all shaded. This is what is happening there. So, now the question says that we should find only the area of this shaded part, and not this one that is not this one that is not shaded. They say find the area of the shaded part. These parts are the shaded part. So to find the area is just to simply find a way to remove. These people are saying we should only concentrate on this place. They want what this thing is. So to find that area is to simply remove the shape of the circle. If I remove the shape of this circle from here, let's say I'm removing the shape of this circle from here. Please just follow this illustration so that when you see something like this, you just use this common life scenario. This is the circle. It was here. I have detached it from the square, from the rectangle. Now, what we have here is a rectangle that is completely shaded, but there is something out of it. Okay, so the area of the, how to get the area of the shaded portion is to, we will get the area, the entire area of the square, then subtract the area of this circle from it. So when we get the area of this circle and remove it from the area of this square, we have gotten the area of the shaded part. That is what we are supposed to do here. So what it means is that this area of shaded is equal to of shaded proportion is equal to area of entire rectangle, this entire rectangle, minus area of what? Circle. You know, the circle is not shaded. So what this will mean is that area of shaded will now be equals to area of this entire figure is length times breadth minus area of circle is pi r squared. So your knowledge of the formula for these areas will really play an important role in handling this kind of question. Okay, they're asking you like two areas of plane shape in one question. Okay, so what that means is our length here is 20 times our breadth is 15 minus our pi is 22 all over 7 times r squared. I've told you when I was giving you properties of a circle, any line that runs from the center of the circle to the circumference of the circle is the radius. So this 7 means the radius of this circle. So this is r squared means 7 times 7 or r times r. So this means 7 times 7. Okay? All right. So what that will mean is this 7, we divide the 7 to give us 1, 1. Okay? So we'll have 20 times 15. If we do 20 times 15, 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 2 is 10, 2 times 1 is 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 2 is 2. So this is 0, 0, 3. So this is 300. This is 300, okay, times 300 minus. So we have here now we have 22 times 7. 22 times 7. 7 times 2 is 14. For write 1 down here. 14 plus 1, 15. 154. This is 154. Okay? So 300 minus 154. Okay? Take 1 from here. This is now 2. Take 1 from here. Put here. This is 10. Take 1 there is now 9. Take 1 from this 9. From this 10. Put here. This is now 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. Okay? 9 minus 5 is 4. 2 minus 1 is 1. So 146 cm square. And that is option E. So this is 146 cm square. All right? So I think that is how to solve this kind of question when you see them. Okay? Let's see if we have some more technical questions like that. Because those questions are really what you need more. Those technical questions that they will want you to think. Okay. Find the area of the trapezium below. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's look at that. I think that is a technical. I think that should be the last question we will take here. Now, they say we should find the area. That is 7. Find the area of the trapezium below. Now, this is the trapezium. The trapezium is ten cm, A, B, C. Then we have something here. As D, and we have E. Okay? So here is a right angle triangle. Of course, it will be right angle because this alone is, let's draw very well, this alone is a rectangle. All all rectangle have 4 right angles. Okay. Okay. So this is 13. These are 2 parallel lines. So this is 13 cm. Okay. This is not given. Then from here to here is 8 cm. All right. Now look at this question. They asked that you should find the area of this trapezium. Okay. Now what you will do in exam condition is solution. If you're not careful, you will fail this question because you go ahead, area, since you know the area is equal to 1/2 times sum of the 2 parallel sides, that is a plus b times height. When you have done with giving the formula, now put the parameters inside the formula. That is when you will know that there are some things you need to do first. Okay? Now, the first parallel side is given to us as 13 cm. Very good. The second parallel side, we can say is given to us because if from here to here is 13, remember rectangle, this is a rectangle formed here, 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 and here. This is a rectangle formed. Okay? It means if this is 13 cm, it means here will also be 13 cm. Do you get the point? So B is not really an issue. How to get this parallel side? You just add 13 and 8. You get that? So 13 plus 8, 21 cm. So this second B is 21 cm. This side is 13 cm. So that is not an issue. Where the issue is height. This is the height. This is the height. They didn't give us the height. So we must first of all find height before we can do anything in this question, or to this question rather. If we don't find what the height is, we can't do anything. So how do we find height? Now look at this particular shape has formed. This is like what I said, a triangular kind of this thing because there's a triangle here. Now this has formed a right angle triangle. Can you see this now? Now if this is 90 degrees, okay, this is angle on a straight line from here to here. It means automatically this place is also 90 degrees. So this triangle we have here is a right angle triangle. And in this right angle triangle, we have the longest side. If you can remember your rules or your Pythagoras theorem or your Pythagoras rule, we have the longest side being the hypotenuse, or in a right angle triangle rather. We have the longest side called the hypotenuse. We have the base, okay, called the adjacent. Then we have this side, okay, the opposite. Although the opposite is named depending on where an angle that is given to you is found. If the angle is here, this is the opposite. If the angle is here, this is the opposite. So for the sake of the fact that this thing is sitting here, is sitting, this is the place is sitting, this side is the adjacent for now. Okay? All right. So you have hypotenuse, you have adjacent, opposite is not given, which is the height we are leaving, which is the height we are looking for. So we can apply Pythagoras theorem to find the height of this place. Okay? So let's assume this is our hypotenuse here, HP, this is our adjacent, ADJ, and this is our opposite, OPP. Okay? So to find height which corresponds with opposite in the right angle triangle found in the figure. Okay, so I said to find the height, this place which correspond to the height, okay, in the right angle. Okay, let's apply what? Pythagoras rule. Pythagoras rule. Okay, now in your Pythagoras theorem, that theorem states that in a right angle triangle like this, okay, the square on the hypotenuse side, okay, is equal to the square of the sum of the other two sides of the triangle. If I can bring this in out, I think what we have there is something like this. Here is 10. here is 8. These are adjacent, these are hypotenuse, these are opposite. Okay, so Pythagoras theorem said the square, when we square hypotenuse, that it is equal to the square of, when we sum the square of opposite plus the square of adjacent. Do you get that? So what that means is, when we put these figures inside, hypotenuse is 10 square is equal to opposite square, which is also our height. Okay, so let's put opposite as height, which is h square, plus adjacent square, adjacent, which is 8. This is it here, 8 square. Okay, so if we turn this like this, it's still the same thing. Just like if my marker is like this and I turn like this, it means the same thing. So this is h square plus 8 square is equal to 10 square. Don't misunderstand it, it's the same thing. So this is h square plus 8 square is 8 times 8. That is 64 is equal to, okay, 10 times 10 is 100. Okay, so what we do, take like terms, this should come here so that h will be alone. So height square is equal to 100. 64 going this way, this minus, this plus changes to minus, so this is minus 64. Okay, so h square is equal to 36, because 100 minus 64 will give us 36. So h, we take the square root of both sides, h, this will go off. Okay, let me show you what I mean. When you have a square on any particular quantity you want to look for as subject, just square root both sides. Okay, square root both what? Sides. Do you get that now? It means that this will now be h square over square root is equal to square root of 36. Okay, so square, whenever a square is square rooted, or whenever a square root is applied to a square, that square cancels the square root, so that this h will be alone. Okay, so square root of 36 is of course 6 cm. So our height is 6 cm. This kind of question, they won't give you this question in your OBJ. They always give you this kind of question in your theory questions. Okay, because they really want you to solve some answers very well, so that they will give you this kind of question as just a single question without some additional question to it. Okay, so height is 6 cm. So now we now go back to that shape. What is that shape? See that shape they gave to us. This is the shape. Okay, here, remember, they gave us from here. Here now is 6 cm. We have found it, the height. Here is 8 cm. Here, they gave us as 13 cm. Here, I say if from here to here is 13 cm, meaning from here to here is 13 cm. 13 cm. It means here, 8 plus 13 will give us 21 cm. Okay, so we can now apply the area. So we say, therefore, area is equal to half times a plus b times height. Okay, so this is 1 over 2 times a is 13 cm plus b is 21 times height, which is 6. You get that? So this, remove this, is 3 here. So this gives us 1 times this plus this now. Okay, so 13 plus 21. This is 4. This is 3. Okay, so this is 34. 1 times 34 times 3. Do you get that? Okay, so this is equal to 34 times number 3. 3 times 4 is 12. Write down 2, bring 1 here. 3 times 3, 9 plus 1, 10. So 102 cm square. So 102, which is option C, is the correct option. So you have a pool of questions from your exam guide, which you can always go and look for questions that are related to what is it called, area and perimeter of plane shape, and solve. Okay, until I come your way again, thank you very much. Thank you.